All right, what is up? We are back with another 49er update. The trade deadline came and passed, and there were a ton of major moves, but the 49ers were not one of them. I think that they held course. This was supposed to be a rebuild year, and they didn't overspend, they didn't reach, they didn't go out and grab just some random player to help improve this one season, and I think they're better off for it. I think they need their picks. I think they need to keep their cap space, and I think that it was not the sexy thing to do, but they did it, and I think that that was the correct thing to do. You look at the two major buyers of yesterday, and you'll have the Cowboys and the Colts, and both are desperate for one, attention and relevance. I would say the Cowboys, their attention is just, it's absurd. They just made these moves to have attention. Jerry Jones went out and said it publicly. Like, there's no, this is terrible business for football. It's good business. It's good for his pockets. That's going to get buzz. You know, you got one of the best defensive linemen in football now, and you got a good linebacker, and yeah, it should cause some buzz. But in the end, they're overpaying. They sent their future out. They traded way too much, and it's going to come back to bite them. And then they wonder why they haven't won a Super Bowl since the '90s and have not even been close. Like, they're an irrelevant franchise for a reason. They're always consistently mediocre, and these are the reasons why. And you'll see San Francisco and other franchises with good upper management don't do these sorts of trades. And if they were to make a trade where they're reaching a bit, or the price is a little rich, it's because they feel that they're one player away from contention. And this year, San Francisco, not one player away. And I think they made the right move. The Colts, also crazy reach. 2 firsts for a corner that hasn't been playing his best football for about 18 months. Like, he's been not that good. I like the guy. I would not mind having him on the team for sure. He's an upgrade over most corners, but 2 first-round picks is insane. And it's tough to watch because the Colts were kind of a cool story. I think are still kind of, it's a cool story. They resurrect a career in Daniel Jones. They're playing out of their minds at the start of the season, and you can tell, like, the team is on the right path to future success. But I feel that they kind of drank their own Kool-Aid a little bit, and now they're reaching with 2 firsts on a corner. The team's not one corner away from a Super Bowl, and man, it's just a bummer to see because I feel like they just pulled themselves out of contention. Or, I mean, not necessarily, but it didn't do them any favors, I don't think, moving forward. But sauce is good. So anyway, I would like to show you here the current roster, and then I will show you the players, or the expected roster once some players return from injury. All right, that first picture is just the current team as it is. That was the starting lineup for the 49ers versus the Giants. And I feel that the 49ers are also thinking, or thought, maybe had the idea that we need to approach the trade deadline also more as like, we are acquiring so many players back from injury that those sort of are the splash moves, is the key players coming back. Obviously, they're not getting a couple of the key players. Mikel's out. That was confirmed Monday. Tore ACL, tore his lateral meniscus as well. So he's done for the season. Hopefully he is back in time for the start of next season. For me, that's a huge bummer because I feel like he was making progress. He was great against the run. but you wanted to see him refine his pass rush a little bit, and I feel that he was going to have the opportunity here to for the next few weeks to do that. And then the off season is really the bummer to me because he's getting his first full off season with the team taken from him. So that is unfortunate. That's kind of where you want to see that jump, is from year one to year two. And with pass rushers, that's like the common year for it to happen. You know, you get to have not so much information thrown at you, and you get to just kind of refine, work with your teammates, work with the coaching staff, and just get better. But unfortunately, he's going to have to just focus on the mental side of the game. Maybe just get into the playbook as much as he can. And yeah, we live with the stunted progress, but yeah, it's just unfortunate for Michael because I feel like he was doing everything right. But we'll see. Hopefully he has a good sophomore season. Anyway, this next picture that I'm going to show is the roster on what it could look like, or what it should look like without injuries, like moving forward this season. And yeah, just get a good look at that real quick. All right, now let's talk potential returns for this week. Brock Purdy is questionable. He might return. This is the potential soft landing. Soft landing is a top defense, but it won't be on turf. So that's kind of the idea. Maybe he'll play on real grass. Ricky Pearsall could be coming back this week. Bryce Huff is expected to be back this week. Jake Brendel also might be back, but I'm not sure. Unfortunate news, which we got over the weekend, Yuta Gross-Matos, which I felt that the general feeling was that he was closer to the field than he was, but he just got put on IR. So that's at least 4 weeks without him. And Ayuk's practice window did not open up, so he will not be back this week, but potentially next week. But he's probably going to be on a snap count anyways, so I don't know. I wouldn't have crazy hopes, or I guess like also just if you're a fan and you're watching Ayuk, don't be too negative right off the rip. He is going to need some time to get his legs under him again because he hasn't played football, and now I want to say it was a year as of last week. I'm pretty sure week 9. Could be wrong, but yeah. So give him some grace. He'll need some time. I wanted to kind of also just talk about moving forward. The good thing about not making a trade, like we were saying, is one, you get to keep cap space, which the 49ers are next year looking at $38 million expected in cap space, which is pretty good given the roster. The two biggest expenditures next year will be Trent Williams at $39 million and Nick Bosa with $42 million. Kind of want to go over the draft picks. We're going to have a first, a second, a third. We'll have 4 fourths unless Bryce Huff gets 8 sacks. And then the fifth that the 49ers traded to the Eagles will become a 4th round pick. And so you will send a 4th instead of a 5th. Obviously, if you send the 4th, the 49ers will now have a 5th round draft pick. But it'll either be 4 4s and no 5th, or 3 4s and a 5th. And the 7th round pick is only if Keion White isn't active for 7 games, and I would imagine he is, given the injury situation. So I wouldn't count too much on the 7th round pick. It's looking like that's also going to be gone as well. I would also just want to go over the 2026 free agents, because that $38 million is going to be used to re-sign some of our free agents, as well as the rookie class, as well as try to keep some of it into maybe roll over for when Brock Purdy's contract starts hitting hard, the way that Nick Bosa's is right now, or Trent Williams is right now. But give me a sec. We got a lot. I think we have 23 players entering free agency from the 49ers. barring any long-term signings. I want to say it is Yetur Gross-Matos, Jordan Elliott, Spencer Burford, Jason Pinnock, Kevin Givens, Luke Gifford, Kendrick Bourne, Sky Moore, John Weeks, Ben Barch, Brian Robinson, Thomas Morstead. Hopefully we don't draft one in the third. Matt Hennessy, Trent Taylor, Patrick Taylor, Eddie Pinheiro. Also hope we don't draft one in the third. Just re-sign the guy. Taron Jackson, Chase Lucas, Sam Okinanu, Jake Tonjes, Austin Pleasance, and Kalia Davis. So there are definitely pieces there that you would like them to re-sign. We will see about it. I kind of like both of our specialists at the moment. It'd be nice. They're fairly cheap, you know. Get both of them back. Yetur is hard because he is a productive player, but he was before he got injured, he was already on a pitch count. He had his knee and he was not playing every snap. He had a designated amount of snaps he was allowed to play a game, and that is hard to pay somebody when they have that. That's like the whole Todd Gurley thing. It kind of feels like that. Jauan Jennings is here. I thought that they signed him, but perhaps not. I think that you can't sign Jauan again. I like Jauan as a blocking receiver, and you know he's got the third down catch stuff, but there's just no reason to me to sign another receiver to a large contract when we see that the 49ers kind of get the most out of their receivers a lot of the time. So I can't really imagine paying him more than like 5, 6, 7 million a year. Unless he signs for that, then you know go ahead and keep him, and as long as he understands that he's the number 3 receiver. But yeah, I would not break the bank on Jauan, especially given all of like the weird ups and downs of this year. Lots of dropped passes. Anyway, that is the update. I would like to probably do a Rams preview later on in the week, and I know this was long, so thank you for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate you. Yeah, I'll try to get to a Rams update before Sunday. But I wanted to get this out, trade deadline, current roster, projected roster, and a little bit in the cap space. But thank you for watching, guys.